Okay.
I had this dream 2 weeks ago. I titled it, Key to One Box Leads to Keys to Three Boxes. And I was either at the bank or a post office. And I had a key to open a box, and when I opened the box, it had 3 more keys in it. They each had numbers, but I can't recall the numbers.
So each box had 3 keys?
I had one key to a box. I opened it, and there were 3 keys in the box.
In the one box, okay.
Yes, and they each had numbers, but I can't recall the numbers. But I had to take each key to the box that corresponded to that number, and each one had some kind of surprise in it for me. I got some old baseball cards out of the first box. And then the second box contained something bigger and better, and the third box even bigger and better, but I can't remember what it was. And in the dream, I was wearing a long-sleeve shirt with tails and underwear, and I didn't have any pants on. And someone said, nice shorts, and I just kind of laughed, and that was it.
So let's take the very last issue first. Probably no one in here has not had a dream that you either were naked or wearing caught in your underwear or something that was embarrassing to you. Here's what that basically means. It means, God, you are a transparent person. It's a sign of transparency and vulnerability. So that is really very good, actually. Okay? So now, you got a key. It took you to a box. You opened up that box. It had 3 keys. Okay? Which is very easy to identify. There's 3 keys that you're going to be given to something you've yet to do. Okay? One of them actually you have done. And that was the key to the first box. It had the old baseball cards in it. Now, the old seems to indicate that it happened when you were young. Okay? The baseball cards indicates that you may have thought it was a game, but it was actually preparing you for the next 2 boxes. So the next key, you opened it up. You don't know what it is, but it was bigger than the baseball card one. And that's because you don't know what it is. You haven't got there yet. After this comes a bigger box than that, and it started with what you thought may have been a game, or insignificant, or just fun, but it prepared you for things that are at hand and will come after that. The last one being greater than any of the previous 2. Okay? Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Okay, I have a dream that my husband takes me to this house, and he says, I bought this house.
For you?
Yeah. And it's really ugly, and I don't like it at all. And he says, I only bought it for $142,000. It's a great deal. And he takes me in, and it's got this wood paneling, and it's just awful. And I'm thinking, I hate this house. And he's like, and we keep walking, and there's 2 bathtubs in the same bathroom, and I'm like, this is the dumbest house I've ever been in my life.
You can't flush the toilets, and they disappear.
Well, I would have liked that. So I'm really mad at him in this dream, and I leave, and I'm sitting out in the car, and I look at the house, which is kind of up on this hill, and it's got this kind of blue-green Spanish tile roof. Mm-hmm. And I look at it, I'm like, well, it is a new roof. I do like that. Okay, I'll go back in. So I go back in, and he starts to show me all these other rooms. Like, the house is growing as we're walking in it. And so then we go downstairs, and it's got this big den, and it got this ugly orange shag carpet. And I'm like, well, we can get rid of the carpet. And so we go out, and I love porches. And we go outside, and there's all these I look back, and there's all these porches, and it's kind of and then I look over to the left, and he goes, you're really going to like this. And there's a storage room, because we have no storage in our house. And I'm like, oh, I like that. And he goes, but then look at this. And then there's this other house that's kind of detached from the whole thing. And in there was this big old king-size bed, like bigger than king-size. And it had a fireplace, and I was like, oh, that's really nice. Like, when we have, guests or missionaries come, they can come, and that'll kind of be their little hideaway or whatever. And then I liked the house, so.
You woke up and said, oh, well, okay.
I like the house.
Yeah,
but
okay.
there's a lot of color in that dream.
Okay. So yeah, there was a lot of color in that dream. The overall tenor of the dream basically says this: there's something coming your way. You probably won't like it at first. It's not meant for you to accept as is. It's meant for you to remodel or add your touches to. It's going to grow. If you'll accept it, it will get bigger. It will grow. It will grow with you. So, in other words, and it may actually grow where you have to find something to do with it. Like, well, we could put somebody else in there, or it's not just for us. This is for other people. So now you know that this house is really not about you. It's about what you're going to do for other people. And it's not really probably a house. It's probably the impact you're going to have on other people. But in order to have that impact, you're going to have to probably change, your husband's probably going to have to change some of his desires. What is acceptable to him probably is not going to be acceptable for what the impact of the house is going to be. And is your husband here? Yeah. Where is this fine man? I would suggest to you that the dream is saying, one, you have a great eye for a bargain.
Always.
And number two is that, but God's going to require you not to settle for second best in what He's calling you to do. And so He'll let you get it, not with the idea of keeping it as it is. He'll let you do things with the idea you'll make it better. You'll take the ugliest thing and turn it into the most beautiful thing. And your wife will have the creative ideas how to make it work. The two of you in this project are going to be necessary to make this thing work, the house work. The house probably represents influence that you're going to have. And the older colors means you may have had influence this way in the past, but you're going to have influence this way in the future. The new carpet, the new color would be the influence you're going to have in the future. The old carpet, the old color, the old paneled walls would be influence you had in the past. If you keep to the past, you'll never influence those you've got in the future. So that's what the whole dream is about. The influence that God wants you to have, the ability to make the changes to do it. Don't stick with history in order to achieve your future. Okay? All right. Blessings. Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you. Can I shake your hand?
You may shake my hand. Thank you. Can I shake your hand? Thank you.
First of all, I just want to say real quick, I have too many dreams. I just don't know what to do with them anymore.
Okay.
And this, usually, just for history, I will have dreams and they will come to pass later, or I'll just walk into them within months, detailed. Well, anyways, this one dream has just got me stuck, and in this dream, this is a person from the past is coming. Well, I'm walking down this road, and I'm trying to save a little bird. And I'm running as fast as I can to save this little bird. Well, as I'm running, I'm passing through an intersection, and this lady comes out with a stop sign and yells, "Stop!" And I stop, and she says, "Drop the bird, take this egg." So I'm holding this egg, I don't know what it is, and then she says, this certain person is coming back into your life, and there's going to be a woman with him. And then she says, and then I get overwhelmed, so overwhelmed about the egg. I said, well, what kind of egg is this? She says, it's an eagle egg. And I am just, all I remember is how overwhelmed I felt about this eagle egg. Like, it was just this huge responsibility that I just didn't understand. And I looked at her, I'm like, I mean, are you serious? You're going to give me this egg? This is going to be an eagle. It's going to be big one day. It's going to, you know what, eagles are huge.
Where's the cage I put this in, right?
And so as I said that, it cracked open, its head popped out, and I just woke up with this sudden, whoa, like this is so serious, and just, that was a dream.
Yeah. Dream basically means this. You've been walking, what kind of bird was the first bird?
I don't know,
Don't
some
know,
little,
but small.
yeah.
Okay? So you've been walking with the small concept of what you're really going to be doing, what your walk in God is. But then somebody comes along and says to you, this is not really what you're called to do. This is what you were doing, but I've got something more that you're called to do. It's so embryonic, it's in its egg form right now. But here's what it's going to be. It's going to be an eagle. The head bursting out of the egg says, I'm going to give you a taste for this gift, but it's not going to be mature yet. It's not hatched out yet. It's just a taste for it. I'm recognizing, oh my goodness, this really is this. But then it has to hatch out of the egg.